Everybody had an opinion about how I survived. Funny. None of them had to live the night that taught me how. They judged the way I changed. Call me cold, call me distant, call me difficult. But nobody asked what happened before the walls went up. Nobody asked how many times I trusted somebody who taught me trust had consequences. They saw the boundary, not the betrayal, saw the silence. Not the night I learned speaking could make things worse. And somehow they sentenced the scar without ever meeting the wound. Everybody understood my reaction. Nobody wanted to understand the reason. Judge the way I protected myself, judge the way I stopped explaining.
Judge the distance without counting
how many times I was pushed.
They judge what they never lived.
Maybe that's why their opinion started losing weight, because you can't grade a survival test you never had to take. They said, just move on, right? Like grief has a calendar, like betrayal has an expiration date, like trauma checks the clock and says, okay, that's enough. They said you're overreacting based on what? Your life, your nervous system, your history. People love giving instructions for storms they watched from inside. It's easy to criticize somebody's survival strategy when you only met them after the emergency. I used to explain everything, long messages, detailed context, evidence, screenshots, dates. Like maybe if I gave them enough information, they'd finally say, oh, now I understand. Sometimes they did, sometimes they still chose judgment that taught me something. Some people learn confused, they've already decided who you are. An explanation won't cure a conclusion they're emotionally invested in. Not every misunderstanding is asking to be corrected. Some people just want a simpler version of your story. I was the villain in rooms I never entered that used to destroy me. What did they say? Who believes them? Did you defend me? I became obsessed with controlling my reputation, and one day I realized I was spending more energy managing stories about my life than actually living it. That's expensive. You can spend years defending yourself to people who only need one sentence to misrepresent you again tomorrow. Read that again. Some people don't need clarity, they need a character for the story. And if you're chosen, you have two options: spend your life auditioning for a better role, or leave the theater.
They judge what they never lived.
Saw one deceased, you missed 100 nights before it. Saw me leave, didn't see how many times I stayed.
Saw me angry,
didn't see how many times I swallowed what should have been said.
they judge what they never lived.
And maybe I don't need everybody to understand me.
Maybe
I need to understand why I did what I did. That part mattered, because sometimes being misunderstood makes you question your own memory. Maybe I was wrong, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I am too sensitive, dangerous. Because if enough people invalidate your pain, you may eventually start helping them. I did, explained away my own hurt, defended people who damaged me, dismissed my own instincts, auto-avoid looking dramatic. I almost betrayed my own memory just to look reasonable to people who weren't there. So I stopped. Not every feeling is automatically fact, I know that, but my experience still happened. I can question my interpretation without erasing the event. I can reflect without gaslighting myself. That distinction saved me, because growth doesn't require pretending the wound was imaginary. Then came the people who said, you changed.
yes, why wouldn't I?
You think I'm supposed to go through the worst year of my life
Learn nothing.
and come out with identical boundaries? Pain changes people, sometimes badly, sometimes wisely. The goal isn't to stay unchanged, the goal is to decide what the change turned into. I couldn't control what happened, I could control what it made of me next.
I imagine standing in front of everyone who judged me. No microphone, no speech,
Just one question: would you have survived it better
silence.
than another? And if you don't know, why are you so certain I did it wrong? So I built a smaller jury, people who knew me, people who could challenge me without humiliating me. People who didn't need me perfect to tell me when I was wrong. That's rare and valuable, because real love isn't blind support. Sometimes love says, I understand why you reacted like that, but you still have to fix what it caused. That's honesty. The right people can understand your wound without excusing every weapon you built from it. I needed that, because pain had made me defensive. Any criticism, attack, any disagreement, rejection, any boundary, abandonment. But slowly I learned, someone can love me and still say no. Someone can understand me and still say
That wasn't okay.
Context explains behavior, it doesn't erase impact. That lesson made me better. Understanding should create compassion, not immunity. And once I understood that, other people's judgment hurt less, because I had an internal process. Now ask, is there truth here? If yes, take it. Is there context? They don't know? Probably. Do I need to explain? Not always. Do I need to change? Sometimes. Do I need their approval? No. That last answer felt like freedom. What if people judged about you without knowing the full story behind it? Your silence, your boundaries, your distance, your anger, your decision to leave, your choice to start over. Maybe somebody reading your answer needs to know they aren't the only one who has been misunderstood. Yeah, I stopped trying to make everybody like me. That doesn't mean I became rude, it means I stopped selling discounted versions of myself for public approval. If kindness cost me nothing, give it. If honesty costs popularity, fine. If a boundary makes somebody call me selfish, let them. Names don't automatically become truth because they're repeated. One day, somebody told me, I heard something about you. Old me would've panicked. What? From who? That's not what happened this time. I asked, do you want my side? They said, yes. So I told it calmly, no campaign, no begging. They believed me, but the bigger victory, I would've survived if they did it.
That was the shit from.
Please understand me.
I hope you understand me.
Different. One is dependency, one is desire. I wanna be known, of course I'm human, but I don't need every stranger to hold the correct version of my story. That's impossible. So I live and let consistency do what explanations can't. They judge what they never live. Let them. Some judge the boundary, some judge the silence, some judge the scar, some judge the version of me they heard about. They judge what they never lived. But I know what happened, I know what I survived, I know where I was wrong, I know where I grew, I know what still needs work. And finally, I don't need a crowd to validate a story I had to live alone. If I owe an apology, I'll give it. If I owe change, I'll make it. If I owe an explanation, maybe. But if what you want is a performance of shame so you can feel certain you judged me correctly, no, that show is canceled. People will judge you. Let's stop pretending you can live well enough to prevent that. They'll judge your silence, your words, your success, your failure, your boundaries, your forgiveness, your refusal to forgive.
Some will judge because they hurt.
Listen carefully.
Some will judge because they care.
Listen carefully.
Some will judge because they need
somebody beneath them to feel taller. Keep walking, not every voice deserves the same volume. That's the lesson. And if somebody never lived what you lived, that doesn't mean they can never understand. Compassion can cross experiences, but arrogance says, I know exactly what I would have done. Maybe, maybe not. So if you're standing on the outside of somebody else's pain, be careful, ask before assuming, listen before lecturing, and if you're the one being judged, be careful too. Don't turn misunderstanding into permission to avoid accountability. Take the truth where it exists, leave the cruelty where it doesn't. You need both humility and backbone, because peace didn't arrive when everybody finally understood me. That day,
never came.
Peace arrived, but not became honest enough to accept correction. It's secure enough to survive misunderstanding. That's freedom. Let them guess, let them tell the version that makes sense from where they're standing. I know where I stood, I know what it cost. And if they ever ask, instead of assuming, I'll tell them But until then,
they can judge the story.
at first, that felt impossible, because silence looked like guilt if I didn't explain. Maybe they'd think the rumor was true if I didn't respond. Maybe they'd say I had no defense, so I kept talking, clarifying, correcting, rewriting, trying to manage every version of me that existed inside somebody else's head. Then I realized I had become a prisoner of opinions I couldn't control. I wanted peace, but apparently I also wanted everybody to agree I deserved it.
They judge what they never lived.
So I stopped building my life around their verdict. If you misunderstood me,
Okay.
if you heard one side,
Okay.
if you decided who I am without asking,
Okay.
they judge what they never lived. And I finally learned my peace doesn't need a unanimous vote. That sentence changed me because I had spent years treating reputation like oxygen. What do they think? Who said what? Did they believe it? I could walk into a room and immediately scan faces for evidence. Somebody had heard something. That's exhausting. Living like every conversation might secretly be a trial. I spent so much time trying to clear my name that I almost forgot to build a life worth living under it. So I made a rule: if the person matters, I'll explain. If the relationship matters, I'll talk. If there's real accountability, I'll listen. But if somebody already chose a conclusion, I'm done auditioning. Because explanation only works when curiosity is still alive. If curiosity died, they're talking to a verdict. Some people want understanding, some people want confirmation. Learn the difference. Then somebody from my past called, said, I heard what happened. My stomach dropped, the old instinct defend fast. But I asked, what exactly did you hear? They told me half true, half twisted. Interesting, so I explained what mattered. On my part, corrected what wasn't true, then stopped. No essay, no motion, no plea. They said, I still don't agree. I said, that's okay, that shocked both of us. You can tell the truth and still not control what somebody does with it. That's adulthood. Your job, be honest, take responsibility, clarify what deserves clarification, and release the result, because truth doesn't become false just because somebody refuses to believe it. And their disagreement doesn't automatically make them evil either. Sometimes two people walk away with different conclusions.
They judge what they never lived.
And maybe I don't need to win every room, don't need every person to leave saying you were right. Maybe maturity is knowing where the truth ends and control begins.
They judge what they never lived.
So I tell my side once, then I live so consistently. The time was the rest. Consistency that became my defense. Not social media, not speeches, not 20 people calling someone to explain me. Character quietly show up, keep promises, own mistakes. Don't retaliate to become what they accuse you of being. Just because you're angry, they accused you. That one hard nothing makes a false accusation feel more dangerous than reacting in a way that starts making it look true. So when anger came, I paused. When somebody posted indirectly, I didn't post back when someone called me fake. I didn't build a campaign when someone misquoted me. I corrected it where necessary, then stopped. Because peace is expensive when ego keeps buying arguments. And let's be honest, sometimes I was wrong, that's important. Not every person who criticized me was clueless. Some people saw behavior I was too defensive to see that humble me. Because being misunderstood can make you so obsessed with proving others wrong that you miss the parts they got right. Don't let them fair judgment make you allergic to fair correction. That line saved me. I started asking, what's true here? Maybe their tone was terrible, still, there's something true. Maybe they lacked context, still, did I hurt them? Maybe they exaggerated, still, did I contribute? That's power, being secure enough to extract truth from a message you don't enjoy receiving. I imagine two mirrors. One showed how strangers saw me. One showed how I saw myself, both distorted. Then one question, who actually knows the full story? Not the crowd, not always me. Because even I can lie to myself. So I built a smaller circle. People allowed to tell me the cruel, boundary, confused, conversation, concerned, listen. Dishonest, correct, obsessed, distance. You don't need the same response for every voice that was new before. All judgment felt like attack now. Like it's sorted that reduced the emotional chaos. Then I noticed another change. I stopped checking rooms. You know the feeling walking. Do they know? Gone. Not completely, but mostly because I had finally decided if somebody has a problem worth addressing, they can address it. I'm done trying to read every face like evidence that was exhausting my soul. You cannot live peacefully while treating every facial expression like a secret verdict. One night I saw a comment brutal about me. Old me would've replayed it for hours. hours. This time I read it, felt this thing asked, is there anything useful here? No. Deleted it, moved on. 10 minutes later I was laughing with someone that's growth, not becoming untouchable, recovering faster. Punchline! Peace isn't when criticism stops hurting, it's when criticism stops renting space long after the moment ends. When one day somebody apologized, I judged you without knowing everything. I almost cried, not because I needed it anymore, that's why it mattered. Months earlier, I would've begged for those words. Now, I appreciated them, but my peace didn't depend on them. That's how I knew I'd changed. Have you ever received an apology you once desperately needed, only after you had already learned to live without it? That's a strange feeling, closure arriving. After peace, sometimes the apology doesn't create healing, it confirms how far you've come. I told them, thank you, no lecture, no, you should've known. No revenge, because I remember what it felt like to be wrong. We all are, sometimes publicly, sometimes privately. Humility made forgiveness easier, not automatic, but possible. And that's where the whole story changed. At first, I wanted to prove I was right, then I wanted to be understood. Eventually, I wanted to live honestly. Those are different goals, only one was fully under my control. So judge me, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, maybe somewhere in between. I'll listen for truth on my part, correct what matters, then continue. Because I can't build a meaningful life while stopping at every window to ask strangers what they think of the house.
They judge what they never lived.
Some still do, that's okay.
I don't need a chase.
Every rumor, don't need a fix. Every memory, don't need a win. Every person,
They judge what they never lived.
but I know now, context matters, accountability matters, truth matters, character matters, and finally, my peace matters too. So if you ask what happened, I'll tell you. If you ask where I was wrong, I'll own it. If you ask why I changed, I'll explain. But if you've already decided who I am, then maybe there's nothing left to discuss. I used to need, believe me. Now, I prefer know me. And if you don't, that's okay too. Time is still moving, and I have a life to live. There was a time I thought peace would come when everybody finally heard my side. That never happened. Some people did, some didn't. Some listened, still disagreed. Some never asked, and eventually I realized I was waiting for a courtroom that didn't exist to announce, you are officially understood. Nobody's coming. That's not sad, it's freedom. Because maybe being understood by everybody was never possible. We don't even fully understand ourselves all the time. So now I live differently. I keep my circle small, my conscience honest, my apologies real, my boundaries clear. And when people talk, I listen, only long enough to ask, is there truth I need? If yes, take it, grow. If no, leave it. No ceremony, no revenge, no 3-day argument inside my head. Just leave it. Because not every opinion deserves a response. Not every rumor deserves a defense. Not every misunderstanding deserves access to your peace. But remember, don't use that as an excuse to become arrogant. Sometimes you are wrong. Stay teachable. That's the balance. Strong enough to survive judgment, humble enough to receive correction, secure enough to know the difference. And if someday somebody asks, how did you stop caring what people thought? I'll say, I need it, I care, I'm human. I just stopped giving every opinion equal authority. Some voices get a microphone, some get a whisper, some nothing. Because finally I understood. They can have an opinion about my story, they just don't get to authority.